We have the Plymouth County Register of Deeds, John Buckley. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Christine. Thanks for having me on the show.
As always, kind of a mixed bag with numbers for October. I know that you spoke about mortgage numbers on the increase, average sale prices decrease, as sales overall are flat for October. Sort that out a little bit.
Well, for October, our deeds, which are sales of property, were up only 7 over September. So year to date, we remain at 1% higher than last year, and that's the word flat that we use, nothing really jumping higher. On the other hand, mortgages are up 12% for the month and year to date, and I think people are taking advantage of refinancing, and those two are our main recording numbers.
Now, what about the average sale price? Every month we seem to talk, and it just keeps going higher and higher and higher, dropping a little bit.
Yeah, kind of interesting. It has gone up every month for several years now. However, for the last 2 months, the average sale price has come down. It's still very high, but it came down about $48,300 over the last 2 months, and I don't know if that's a trend. We'll keep our eye on it.
Okay, and then, so it's interesting but they're still all hovering around 700,000. As always, I love it when you have your historical information and documents that are on display. And this month, very interesting because it's an area most of us know, Rocky Nook in Kingston, it looks like a deed, but the way you describe maybe from a surveyor's notes, it's not what you would expect.
So since the Plymouth 400, we've been adding a colonial deed to this report, and in this month's report, it's more of a plan, although it's recorded in the deeds book from 1650, and what it does is identify a piece of land in Rocky Nook. And what is interesting about it is the boundaries. There are certain boundaries back in those days that weren't necessarily measured by feet or rods and lengths, but I'll give you an example. It was, according to the order, it's from the cleft rock by the water side on the north side of the common highway to the Smelt River, and then from the remarkable rock above the Smelt River back again to the perpetual highway. Those are the boundary markers of that property back in those days.
That's amazing, and I'm sure they probably had their own disputes as well. Now, since the Thanksgiving holiday, it's not the last Friday of the month this is going to be displayed. This is on a week from this Friday. Is that correct?
Yeah, we moved it up to Friday, November 21st, and we have this particular record available in our Plymouth Colony room on the second floor of the Plymouth Registry at 50 Aubrey Street, and people are invited to come and take a look. It's a wonderful part of our history.
That's wonderful. And again, we appreciate you joining us this morning. That's Plymouth County Register of Deeds, John Buckley.